Good morning to all of you.
Good morning, sir.
Good
Uh,
morning,
Good
sir.
morning.
uh,
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
let's start.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Let's start. I think we should start now. Many people are here. Now
Um,
today we'll discuss about uh, la- land and water resources. Okay. So now, first of all, we all know what are the resources on the land and what are the water resources. We should know about it also. And there are two types of resources. There are renewable and non-renewable resources. So, what are the renewable source resources? Anybody can tell me what are the renewable resources that is that those are
Sir, which
present?
are plenty in number, which can be generated again.
Pardon? Yeah,
That can be renewed.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
which can be recreated.
Huh, correct. That can be regenerated, like like forest or they can be wild and aquatic life or wildlife in the forest and grasslands are the some examples of the renewable sources which can be regenerated again and again. And one of the renewable water resources is also the water. Why? Because it is gets recycled through rainfall and other things. So water is also a renewable resources. And some resources are non-renewable. What are the non-renewable resources? Non-renewable resources are fuels or minerals which are developed under deposit. Mineral deposits are developed over the millions of the years and many years. And like this, the fossil fuel which we are using as in our cars or vehicles, these are the that once fuels are burned out, then they cannot be regenerated, or minerals once used cannot be recovered, or it can be used once only. These are such type of resources are known as the non-renewable resources. And likewise, the soil is also the non-renewable resources. Once the topsoil which are fertile and it is washed away or it goes somewhere else, but at that place, that type of soil is not regenerated in any ways. So, so this is also the soil is also the non-renewable resources. So now water is the most important renewable water sources. As all we know, forest can be regenerated. But water is very important to our life, sustenance of our life. So this is uh, how the water what is the importance of the life in our water. We cannot imagine our life without the water. And as we are all know that nowadays we are facing scarcity of usable quantity of water, usable which is used or which is good for consumption of domestic use, human use, and other industrial use. But in many parts of the world, it is not. It is a scarce commodity nowadays. So because our many peoples or society depends on the water. Water is required for the growth of the agriculture, for the proper agriculture, for industrial use, for our domestic use, for drinking water purposes, another. For drinking water purpose, we need the fresh water. So, uh, as all we know that that is mm, when the civilization uh, started, they are they grow or flourished along the river banks. Why? Because they need water for the sustenance, and uh, in that way, we the water is used unmanageably. This was in the initial period there was a mismanagement of water, so we are facing this type of scarcity of water nowadays. Then the slowly human kind or human beings understood the importance of the water, and they uh, understood the relationship between water with the land, and this understanding of this problem leads to the proper water management. So fresh water is one of the most important substances, as I told you. And what the fresh water uh, is only a 1% of the total water availability on the Earth planet. So it is not in the huge quantity. And out of this 1%, uh, I think the 73% goes to the agriculture, and this is a distribution. 20% of the industry and rest is used for uh, domestic and other purposes. So the global distribution of water, that 3% of the total global water is the fresh water. Now I think, let me open your study material. Yes. The table is given, global distribution of water. You please go through that. In that table, that the what are the water available? 80% fresh water is available uh, in the ice caps of frozen water. That is, and the liquid in the liquid form which we use through the lakes, or that is this hold up in the soils or rivers or atmosphere, biological and groundwater. Out of this, 90.57% is the groundwater, and out of this 90.7, only the 98% water is available for the use. Others is so deep that we cannot use that. So it so in such a table, which is given in your unit 4 at 50, page number 67, uh, only one-fifth of the fresh water is available in the liquid form. This limit, now more than 90% of this scarce commodity is in the form of groundwater, while only 1% is in the lakes and ponds. That you remember that only 90% of this water is available in underground, and only 1% is in the lakes and ponds. The soil uh, profiles I told you that hold up is held by the soils profile that carries only a very small quantity, and that is used by the crops and etc. Total uh, as all we know, we have in India, we have all types of seasons: summer season, and winter season and rainy season. So that uh, rain, which is we are fortunate to have this season, because when the rainfall occurs, then it goes down also in the lakes, rivers, and also in the groundwater through percolation. So that is, uh, uh, we are fortunate that we have it. And where you see that where is the rainfall is scarce, the groundwater table is very, very deep. So, and it is going down. To extract that water, we need extra money or extra power, electric power to fetch it out. So, the total amount of fresh water is more than enough to meet the present and future needs of mankind. It is evident from this. Okay, but we have to use it judiciously and very wisely. And but the distribution is not is uneven or not even. Uh, there are the seasonal all over the world. There are the seasonal fluctuations. Some at some places we have where we are the rocky terrain. Then there is a problem of the it's a storage problem in many parts of the world. So what are in what activities we use the water? Can anybody tell for what purposes we use the water mainly? Come on, please tell me.
Sir, drinking.
Yes, good.
Sir,
Industrial
irrigation
purpose.
purposes.
Irrigation,
Cooking.
yes. So they see that everybody have a
Agriculture, preservation and plants.
hmm, hmm, hmm. So keeping all the users in view,
Agriculture, industries, and household.
yes, everything we need a water for sustenance, our sustenance. So, seeing this scenario, so we need to use it very judiciously and wisely. So this is a very important and very helpful for sustenance of life. This water resources is very, very important in our daily life. Okay, so how the water is recycled, or water, what is the water cycle? Now there is a we called a hydrogeological cycle. Okay, so water is so all from all this, what we know, water is one of the natural resources which are found in adequate amount. In adequate amount, it is an essential resource for the existence of life on this planet Earth. It is widely used for such purposes such as drinking, washing, bathing, cleaning, recreational, cooking, irrigation, and other industrial and domestic uses. On an average, an individual uses 600 to 700 liters in a day. Correct? As we as a individual uses 600 to 700 liters in a day. Why? Because we need it for drinking purpose, for cooking purpose, for bathing purpose, for washing our clothes and other things. We all can live without food and days together.
So which topic you are telling?
Renewable and non-renewable resources, land resources. Uh, for this, I'm just discussing the water resources. Okay,
Okay, sir. Okay.
we all can live without food and days together, but cannot imagine surviving without water. Even plants become dry and shed their leaves without water. So this is the importance of the water in our life or in the world. So what are the sources of the groundwater? I have already discussed it. Rainwater, these are the resources or sources of the water to get the water. Groundwater, surface water. This includes the different bodies like reservoirs, rivers, streams, ponds, lakes, and tanks. Right? Importance of what we have already discussed it. So, what is the water cycle? As all we know, that water never stops moving. It always in the moving state. So the water cycle mainly describes the process of the continuous movement of water from the surface of the earth, and it is usually carried out in our different stages, in four stages. There are the four stages. The entry cycle is controlled by the sun and is also known as a hydrological cycle. Hydro means water, or logical, geological means what is the engineering behind it. So by the sun and is also known as hydrological cycle. So what are the first stage is evaporation, right? The movement of the water in the it is the continuous process, as all we know. Uh, Now there is a picture on page number 68. You just see that and I will explain it. Okay. So first thing is the evaporation. In this stage, the heat from the sun. What happens in this stage? Evaporation stage. The heat from the sun heats up the water from oceans and other water bodies, like the and evaporates the water in the form of vapors, which rises up and form clouds. Then the second stage is condensation. In condensation, what happens? Anybody can tell what is the condensation? Is this a very basic word?
So it is a process in which water vapors,
Yes.
when it get evaporated, it turns back into the water liquid form.
No, 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 no. This is not the condensation. The water vapors in the clouds cools down, right?
Sir, it is just the
And it
conversion
cools
of a vapor or
when it
gas to
cools
liquid
down.
form.
When it is a cools down, uh, then droplets are formed. Okay, then this is turned into the liquid stage, right? So, so this is the condensation process. In condensation, you have seen that we something condense something. Suppose we are boiling some water on the mm, uh, pan and just keep it something, so then the droplets are formed on the surface of that pan, and it is the um, vapors turn into the liquid form, correct? And when it cools down, then then the precipitation occurs. The cool water vapors or liquid form water vapors in the clouds form droplets and release in the form of precipitation or rain. Rainfall, can say the precipitation back to the earth's surface in the form of rain or snow. When the there is a temperature is below, then the snow is formed, as all we know. And if the temperature is medium, then the rain is dropped. So precipitation took place, and that comes back to the earth surface through the rain fall or snow, correct? Then the rainwater runs off to the ground and gets collected into the river, ponds, and back to the sea, and some parts goes to the groundwater, right? So in this way, the whole water cycle goes on. The water cycle in nature is sustained by energy from the sun, as already told you. Then the runoff, when the precipitation or rainfall occurs, then the runoff, some of the rainfall is soaked into the soil and excess water flows over the land surface along the natural slope of the area. What does it mean? Mean there is a hydrologic gradient, we say, when the water always go to from uh, higher hydrologic gradient to lower hydrologic gradient. Means higher to lower, it goes along the natural slope of the area. We not the gradient, hydrologic gradient, we say is it. Then the runoff is the main source of water for lakes and rivers, which ultimately drain into the sea. As I told you, the flowing water acts an agent uh, of soil erosion and weathering and underlying rock. Excessive runoff during the rainy season causes flood in many parts of our country, as always, which cannot be goes down on the rivers or underground. Then one is the process, the sublimation. What is the sublimation? It is the process by which solid water changes directly into the vapor phase without passing through the intervening liquid phase. It directly turn into the vapor phase, not in the liquid form or some other thing. Then this is only the disappearance of flakes of ice during the periods when the temperature remains well below freezing is an example of sublimation. Uh, if you have been there in the cold places like Kashmir or where the these snow falls occurs in our country, then you might have seen, observed that there is a flax uh, are are just developed after the snowfall. Then uh, they disappear. So this is solid to liquid food phase directly. They when they disappear, the flags in Kashmir, you or Srinagar or higher altitude Ladakh, then you will see and you will observe this the process of the sublimation there. Then I already told you the evaporation. Then there is a transpiration. What is the difference between the evaporation and transpiration? Anybody can tell? Anybody can tell the difference between the evaporation and transpiration?
सर एवापोरेशन तो वो होती है ना जो पानी होता है वो जो भाप बन जाता है
हाँ जी, evaporation,
सर
that is
प्लांट्स में होती है
from the river or from aquatic bodies,
और
right?
सर ट्रांसपिरेशन तो प्लांट्स में से होती है प्लांट्स की लीव्स
Transpiration
से
is taken place in the plants through the leaves or loss of water, which uh, from where the plant takes the water from the soil profile. Okay, then the loss of water through the plant leaves, it is called the transpiration. Correct? Then the forms of the water, we all there are the many forms of the water which are present in the nature, and that is a fresh water, and one is brackish water and marine water. Correct? As all we know, water are universal solvent. Almost is everything is dissolved if we put in a water or we put a water on it. Uh, it has many soluble salt. Uh, As all we know, we use nowadays everywhere the ROs or water filters at our homes. So just we use for that to reduce the only the soluble salts in it. Uh, we measure it in the form of the total dissolved solids, and the totals, if we uh, have, there is a 250 to 400 parts per million. If we have the TDS, then that is good for drinking purpose. And total water salt content in the water, if we have 1.5%, then this is a good for drinking purpose. And what is the how the this total salts comes or into the water? That is through the weathering of the rocks, if we taking from the underground, or water runoff through the soil profile take place. Then soil erosion and other decaying material dissolve into it, and they comes dissolve in the water, and they the salt goes into the water. So, yet dissolved solids have particular significance for floating aquatic vegetation and phytoplankton. It is also important. Some quantity of salt water is also required, but when the salt exceeds some limits, then it becomes the brackish water, or which we uh, which is not usable for the human consumption or anything or other purposes. The content of dissolved salt is higher than the fresh water, and it is zero point 0.5 to and 3.5%, which is available in the world. These waters of intermediate salinity range and distinct from fresh or marine water. Uh, it is between the marine water and fresh water. The condition is of the brackish water is between that. Uh, the salinity. What is the salinity? Salinity is the content of the sodium uh, chloride uh, in the water content of the, if it is higher, then the salinity is higher. If it is lower, then the brackish water in the middle range, salinity range. It is an which represent the, suppose we some we have seen some rivers or estuaries, and at the end of we find that there is a brackish type of water where the mixing of fresh water and salt water take place. Then there is a mixture, and the salt content is lower than the marine water but higher than the fresh water. It becomes the brackish water, which cannot be taken without treatment for drinking purpose. Then there is a marine water or sea water. It is highly saline because we have the carbonate, bicarbonate, chloride, sodium chloride, and other things. Other salts are there. The average salinity which were measured in the seawater remains constant. It cannot comes down or go hose. It is thousands ppm parts per million by weight. Some salt some salt lakes may also have salinity levels up to and above 35%. The biotic activity of such habitats is greatly restricted. What happens in the salt water? Some aquatic animals are remain, but when this exceeds in the some salt lake, then the biotic activity is restricted to up to the some species only can sustain there. Then what happens if we over exploitation or surface and groundwater? Correct. Now there is just a bit. just a sorry. Now the water, what is the over exploitation? What are the effects of over exploitation of water? Anybody can tell? What are the effects of the over exploitation of water?
Drought.
This is the objective type question I am telling you. What are the effects of the over exploitation of water?
Scarcity.
Yes. Hmm. Then there is an unequal distribution, okay, and less water quantity. This is the correct answer. These two answers are correct. Correct. So, and what are the effect of water scarcity on plants? Nobody is interested, I think, to answer. But anyways, uh, so I told you that the rainfall occurs and the water moves down into the soil, and through the rock soil profile or rocks, it is accumulated as the groundwater. The layer of rock through which it percolates down is known as the aquifer. So, what are the aquifers? Can anybody define the word aquifer? Aquifer. Can anybody? Uh-huh.
Yes, sir. The layer of rock, which is just below the groundwater, when the ground water goes down, there is a layer of rock uh, where it gets,
Mhm.
through which the water passes. It is called the aquifer, the layer of rock through which
Aquifer
the water passes to the
An
ground.
aquifer is an underground layer of water bearing material consisting of permeable or fractured rock or of unconsolidated materials like gravel, sand, or silt. है ना? And the water can be fetched uh, economically through the aquifer. This is called the aquifer. Then the, so how can the groundwater can be used? It can be used through the wells, or we can extract out through pumps. And there the groundwater can be found in two layers of the soil. One called is the zone of aeration, and where the gaps of the soils. If we see the soil profile, then we so the particles are arranged in many ways. But between the gaps on those soil particles, the water is cooled up and is held by those gaps. So this is the called of zone of aeration. Okay? And at that point, the air also is there. Yeah, remember. And when we goes down the zone of aeration, there is a gaps are filled up completely with water. In zone of aeration, remember that in the zone of aeration, the water and air is also there. But when we go down, the air effects are minimized, and then there is only the water is held up by the soil particle gaps. That is called the zone of saturation, where it is fully with the only the water, filled with water. So water table is boundary between the, what is the water table? When we talk of the water table, remember that it is always boundary between the saturated zone and unsaturated zone. Saturated zone means where the water is completely filled in the uh, soil particle gap, and zone and unsaturated zone in rocks, and it rises and drops down with increase or decrease in the amount of water. When we is extract the water to enemies, then there is a fluctuation and drops down with the, it all depends on the amount of the groundwater. Naturally, if we extract more water, then the groundwater will be low. So what happens groundwater, if we drink the water in our homes, or there is a water supply in our homes or other purposes, that comes through the groundwater. In many agriculture fields, you might have seen the tube wells which extract the groundwater uh, without any control. So, and this is not likely to drive under nature. Groundwater, then uh, there is a water table. What is called water table? Water table is the contact zone between the zone of aeration, zone of saturation, okay, and unsaturated zone. It is the boundary between the saturated zone and unsaturated zone. Correct? So just remember that part for the your session. Groundwater is a major source. It we all know, and we extract the water for the drinking purpose, for agriculture purpose, for or for industrial purpose. We extract the groundwater from there. So groundwater depletion is the there. Now aquifers, where the aquifers are, what is the acutard? Acutard here, anybody can tell? Acutard is a bed of low permeability along the aquifer, where the water is very low. If we extract the water, then it dries up. Uh, it is called the acutard, but aquifers is continuously giving us the water, producing the water. Acutard, the water is extracted in a limited quantity. Suppose sometimes we observe that the if we bore a well and extract the water, but after some times that boring is failed, it means it is bored into the acutard, not aquifer. So when there is a digging process or there is a boring process, so they see the aquifer, that they go up to the depth where the water or salt, and that is not the layer of the aquifer is not of clay, but it has the sandy soil in nature. So we left that pipes in the sand, not on the clay, because that is we see that aquitard produces less water. And Then there is a bed of low permeability, where the permeability is very low, and there is a aquiclude, or that is called aquefuge. Then aquifer, aquitard, and aquiclude or aquefuge, which is a solid impermeable layer which does not, that contains water, but that not produce the water. The pressure of impermeable area underlying or overlying an aquifer, which could lead to the formation of confined. These are the called the confined aquifers. ठीक है? So this is not the so porous body under ground, confined aquifers. There are the water, but it is held up by the pressure, and it cannot be. It is very very deep into the ground. Okay, so groundwater from aquifers can be sustainably harvested by humans through the use of uh, wells. The groundwater is a major source of fresh water uh, for many regions. But in Haryana or some parts of Haryana, we have the saline aquifers. But in the when we go deep, it is always a fresh. However, can present a number of challenges such as overdrafting. As I told you, if you take out the groundwater in the mm, more quantity, then it is overdrafting. Such type of we are doing in Punjab or some parts of Haryana, UP, and Madhya Pradesh, and even the Bundelkhand area, with the water is very low in the ground. So groundwater related subsidence, these over exploitation is called the subsidence. There is a, if we water extract water randomly, then there is also a land subsidence, and the salinization or pollution of the groundwater, because we extract, then the salt filtrates, because some when we extract water from one point, then the water from other area comes into that, and the salts come into that particular area, more salts come into the area, then the salinization or pollution take place of the underground water also. Correct? So these are we have to understand. Then the surface water resources include the streams, ponds, lakes, human-made reservoir and canals, and freshwater wetlands. We all know that these are the surface water bodies which have the fresh water. As part of water cycle, surface bodies are considered renewable resources because they are, the water is replenished or renewable by the rainfall. On other, so what is the biggest consumer of the water? What is the biggest consumer? Which uh, sector consumes more water?
Sir, agriculture.
Yes, agriculture consumes more water because we all over the world we use the water for the groundwater as well as the fresh water is used for the agriculture purpose. So we are using the word only the water, not groundwater or fresh water. Water includes both. So almost 70% of available water is consumed every year in the agriculture production. Anyways, there are just a minute in your study material. Yes, it is given in your study material. Almost 70%. It is on page number. I told you 71. Okay. In Asia, it accounts of 86 percent of total annual water withdrawal. If it is the distribution is given in the, please go through that once, how many percentage of in North and Central America, 30%, 38% in Europe for use for agriculture purpose. In Asia, it is 86%. In Asia, we are producing more and more agriculture produce. So 86% of total annual water withdrawal is done for the purpose of agriculture. So, as all we know that through the green revolution in India, we use this huge amount of groundwater as well as the fresh water, surface water for the this agriculture purpose. But what happens to that? That groundwater table goes down, and the fresh water is also, if we using more and more lake water or pond water, then there is a water quantity. When I was working in the one of the World Bank project, and I used to conduct the survey for the groundwater scarcity area and taking the groundwater table of different dug wells and made some check dams and water check dams and other ponds to collect the this rainwater and use for other purposes for the washing the clothes and uh, animals and other uses. So it was under my supervision. I have almost find the suitable sites for the check dams. What are the check dams? How they help to reserve the rainwater or surface water to check to make the concrete walls along the streams or rivers or ponds to just restore the water which goes down to the rivers and ultimately goes into the sea. So we can use that water in the water scarce area. So such type of things we are making some uh, provisions for this groundwater uh, storage. So now there is always a continuous degradation of our water resources. So how they take place? The depletion of groundwater resources and their contamination, making them unfit as a resource of water for human consumption. So how they become unfit for our purposes? Now, there's there is a I told you there is a depletion of water due to various reasons, both the over exploitation for the agriculture and other uses. So that what effect on the groundwater or water? It is contaminated, which is and the continuous contamination of our water resources, it is unfit for our human consumption or other purposes. Suppose if the salts are exceeded in somewhere, we cannot use in the industrial purpose because it corrodes the other tanks and um, other things which are used, pipes which are used in the industry. But and also human cannot consume. We cannot wash our clothes the hard water. We cannot use our this water in the agriculture because if the salt content is high, then the crops will not be grow properly or their yield will be low. So, in a major problem that occurs in today, because we are the having the severe population problem, pollution problem in our due to what are the reasons of this? Due to the intensive agriculture. Intensive agriculture, what does it means? Intensive agriculture, we are to get more and more production. We are using the fertilizers and pesticides and herbicides, other things we are using for the agriculture to taking the more yield from the crop. So, and the urbanization. When the urbanization is taking place, then we are producing more and more such type of things which are harmful for the water. and it contaminate water. We producing more and more garbage and other things due to the process of urbanization. Then there is industrialization. As all we know, then there is a if the industrialization take place, we are throwing the untreated water into the ground, on the ground, it or in the rivers or in the other water bodies. So if they are throwing their waste, untreated waste on the ground, then through the soil profile, it percolates down to the groundwater, and which contaminates, ultimately contaminates the groundwater. So industrial waste, we have many uh, heavy metals and other dangerous type of elements uh, are thrown into the that. Then siltation, there is a due to the deforestation. If there is a deforestation, we cut the trees in large amount, then the soil is not hold up by the trees. There, if there will be a more trees and more forest, then the soils will be intact, due to which the siltation process occurs in the rivers, and due to the soil erosion progressively reduces their water holding capacity. uh, so due to this cutting deforestation, what happens is the floods take place. And uh, we all nowadays we are having seeing the such type of situation where the uh, floods are taking place at some places, and some places the due to the climate change, the some places the drought is occurring. So we have to maintain a balance between all those two. So discharge of sewage and industrial effluents into the water bodies not only pollute water but often lead to an increase in the growth of aquatic plant and algal blooms in water bodies. So what happens, due to which the aquatic life suffers, and the sunlight, also the dissolved oxygen or BOD, biological oxygen demands reduces, and due to which there is an adverse effect on the life of the aquatic life. These such fishes and other mollusks or planktons disappear. So this is due to which there is a decay in the organism. So, and we have talked of the floods and water. Uh, Floods and droughts are the reasons of behind this. And now, so due to droughts, what happens? There is a loss of crop, economic loss, and there is an environmental loss and social law, social laws. So it directly affects our society, and as well as drought and flood. That both uh, suffers the society on the economic condition, environmental condition, and social condition. So, uh, in the drought prone areas, we have to construct what happens. We have to construct the reservoirs. Uh, we have to make the peoples aware regarding the conservation of water and a right form of farming, optimal use of groundwater resources. Optimal means uh, which can be used economically as well as efficiently. Economic and efficient is the word used for is optimal use. So optimal use of groundwater resources, we should do that. So we have to then, what are the water harvesting? If we heard the word rainwater harvesting, So this is same type of water harvesting measures. क्या क्या है? कोई anybody can tell me the water harvesting, one or two? Anybody? What do you mean by the water harvesting? What do you mean by the water harvesting? Hello?
The activity of direct collection of rainwater.
Yes. In the water scarce or drought prone areas, if we uh, mm, such type of measures we took to combat the water in something, it is called the to avoid the water shortage, correct? Then we take the water harvesting measures or collect the rainwater harvesting, which is called the uh, rainwater harvesting. So water harvesting can be done through many ways. It is a capturing of runoff from rooftops. Suppose government is has a policy. If we are constructing a house, our own house, or any government building, you might have seen there is a rooftop rainwater harvesting. What happens is that when the rainfall occurs and the water is stored on the rooftop and through the pipes it goes into the groundwater into the tanks. So this is the capturing of the runoff. So through which what we get, which water which runs off into the rivers without any use or goes into the sea, ultimately goes into the, we just capture that on our, we use this we collect this on the tank through the rooftop and through the pipes, and we can use for gardening and washing our cars or toilets and other things. We can use that. At least we are saving some water. If we are constructing in every house, then we are saving a lot of water. So we are capturing a lot of water. So capturing runoff from catchment area. What is the catchment area? The area between the two rivers is called the catchment area. So we construct many type of check dams in the catchment area. To that, from that catchment area, the water comes into flows down from high gradient to lower gradient. I told you initially in that. So we construct a check dam on the place where the water collects of the catchment. So we also capture that water and store that in a form of pond. So capturing seasonal flood water from local stream in ponds and reserve, conser- conserving water through watershed management. If we watershed, what is the watershed? There is a area between catchment area. Watershed is the almost the same thing. So we can manage that water on the small unit. We take it the watershed. So what we can manage the water resources of that particular catchment area and manage that by uh, uh, by the efficient use of and judicial and optimal use of water. So this can be used for drinking water purpose, water for irrigation. We can use that. If we collect the water on the ground, then it also percolates down to the underground and also increase the groundwater storage, or it recharge the groundwater resources. Aquifers is recharge the aquifers. Suppose so we increase the groundwater recharge, reduce storm water discharges, urban floods, or also if we suppose we are living in the high area, so in the lower area they play a hog by through the floods. So we can reduce the flood fury also in the lower areas if we are managing our groundwater resources well uh, in our area. So and so These are the techniques which through which we can uh, 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 we, we can use our water resources properly. So uh, in water, I told you that we are the ponds for traditional system of water harvesting. We know that in Rajasthan and in other area where the water is there are the johar, talabs, as surface water bodies or kunds, underground tanks are made for the groundwater storage in many parts of our country, and also in many parts of our country also there is a traditional ways of different ways of restoring or storage of the groundwater. So these are all given in your um, study material, how we use our traditional methods, what are the traditional methods of storage of rainwater or water from the area. Now, in the presently in the modern area, we have the rainwater harvesting, check dams, or ponds for the storage of our groundwater. Likewise, so conservation and management of water resources. We take a 5 minutes break if you allow, and then we
Okay.
start.
Okay, sir.
Huh?
Okay, sir.
Okay, right. Please be here. Huh? We'll be back in the 5 minutes. Okay, I have a call.
क्लास खत्म हो गई।
Okay, Now, now this is another topic which I think we should touch it, the conservation and management of water resources. Uh, what is the water management? Uh, the activity of movement and control of water resources to minimize the damage and to property and life, and also to maximize the beneficial use, is known as water management. So what is the water management? Activity of movement and control of water resources to minimize the damage to property and life, and also to maximize the efficient beneficial use of water, is known as the water management. If the management uh, if the uh, management of water is good in dams and leaves, it reduces the risk of harm caused due to flooding. I told you to we should stop that. And planning, developing, and managing water resources in terms of both water quantity and quality. Remember that planning, developing, and managing water resource in terms of both water quantity as well as the quality. Quality is also important. If the quality is not maintained, then we cannot use the any type of water for many purposes. So all across all water application known as water resource management. We use the word water resource management or WRM. It consists of organization, facilities, financial aid, and programs. Many type of programs through many organization is uh, is there. An information system that support and direct water management. We have developed an information system that supports direct water management in order to maintain clean, pure water while also safeguarding the ecosystem. We have to. So, what is just please be careful. We also we should also safeguard the ecosystem. While doing all these things, we have to safeguard our ecosystem. Water conservation, as all we know, as I told you, is essential. Everyone relies on clean, unpolluted water for living. So we must now know how to preserve its uh, supply, continuous supply, or supply, continuous supply. Water management is important since it influences what can be expected from irrigation in the future. So we should, if we planning something, so we should know, okay, how much water is required, expected water is required in the future for irrigation purpose, for drinking purpose, and other thing. Water management is the control of water resources according to there is a established guidelines given by the many uh, organization and many world organization that rules that have framed the rules and also given the guidelines for this purpose. Due to droughts and overuse water, once a plentiful is become a more valuable commodity. Now the water is the valuable commodity. Water management is a process of developing, optimizing, and planning of water resources uh, uh, through practices which are defined by many policies and regulation. There are strict regulation made by the different governments and countries according as per their need. And in India, we have also the policy, but these are not being implemented uh, correctly, or we are not taking seriously. But in some parts of India, they are very serious on the regulations are implementing very strictly. uh, not in our Ganga basin or our this part of UP, Haryana, Punjab, and northern states. We are not taking it very seriously, but once we where we face some problems like Bundelkhand area, we are having a serious problem of water. So the use of water has we are expecting that it will become a 600%, because if we as the increasing population, there we use it up to 600% requirement of the water. Uh, the health now the due to the non-availability of the clean water will use the serious health problems. So, what are the methods of the water conservation? With a well-planned system, water is supplied to many places regularly in the city. We are seeing in the cities the water supply is taking place, but many times we observe that some amount of water is wasted through leakage of pipe and many other reasons. So we have to stop that. Uh, and the authorities which are involved in there, they have to take care of all these such type of wastage. Water should not be wasted. That and also the rainwater gets wasted, although it is one of the most precious natural resources, as I told you. So the rainwater can be used to recharge the groundwater levels by technique rainwater harvesting. Farmers can play their role in that water management by using this water conservation method. They should now turn up into the drip irrigation form rather than throwing the water uh, uh, like they are doing nowadays. They should move to the drip irrigation so that the water crop requires water in a certain amount. That but when we flow the water through the pipe, then through the wells, they indiscriminately uh, irrigates their fields. But when we use the drip irrigation, it goes the water uh, is on the is as per the requirement of the that crop. So and also we save a lot of water in through this technique. So uh, drip irrigation we should adopt. Plants are are watered using narrow tubes, and this water is directly delivered at the base of the plant through drip irrigation purpose. Now government is also providing subsidy to adopt the drip irrigation. So this is very play this play an important role in minimizing the wastage of the water. Uh, uh, then we should also save the water in our daily life, in our homes, by doing many methods. We all know we are wasting water, and we just leave the tap open for many purposes. But we can conserve this and save the water by using uh, the correct methods. And uh, now we take the shower through installing shower. When we take the shower, we directly open the taps, and some water goes in the uh, mm, uh, without any use. So we should save the water during correct type of showers, which throws water according to our only needs. Uh, Instead of, we should avoid direct water from, we should not use the direct showers from the tap, but we should use a bucket rather than to save the waters. Uh, and Turning off the tape while using some we are shaving and we are brushing our teeth. When we open the tapes, we should stop all these activities, and we should turn off the tape while using all these activities in between. So so in that way, we should try to conserve more and water to our for the use of our future generation. Then uh, uh, I have already discussed that how the ancient times the pupils used to save the water through applying methods like Johar in Rajasthan, Dhalovira in the Dholavira technique in the state of Gujarat. So such type of things we should adopt nowadays also. Uh, then what are the types of the water management? Water resource management traditionally involves managing water storage and water flows to information system are needed for resource management. Uh, Suppose we have to develop the information system on the basis of the watershed or catchment area. Uncertain decision taking system analysis, hydrometeorological forecasting, and warning system should be there. What information system helps us to know the need and present use of water resources. Uh, so this information system are very much required in nowadays, as we develop the more scientific ways to get the information on various uses. So, and there is a system of geographical information system. We can know through that how much water is being used, for what purpose we are using it on different aspects. We can have a data on it. So, on that historical data as well as present data, we can make a plan, and we make a policies. We can draw the different policies for the judicious use and save the water for the future purpose. And we can use it according to as per uh, as per as per requirement. Preserve and protect energy, recycle from stormwater and wastewater, and establish non-conventional water resources should be explored in addition to finding supports opportunities for improved water storage, including regeneration and recovery of aquifers. So aquifers are the groundwater storage, as all we know. And then uh, there is a desalinization plants should be there, which are costly, but we can use it in many ways, and we can make it less uh, expensive by using the solar energy, and so that uh, we have the huge water in the sea, lot of water in the sea, but we cannot use it. But in some parts, desalinization of seawater is also taking place. uh, it is used also in our country, and so we should try to desalinate the uh, seawater also. So these are the uh, some water management techniques. Now anybody can tell what is the sustainable water management. What is the sustainable water management? I have told you. Anybody can tell what is the sustainable water management?
So
This is what,
using water to for the future generations, keeping in mind and not
yes,
overusing it.
very well said. It is a critical component of sustainable development and is responsible for the uh, water for the current water users and demand without impacting the future supply for the future generation. Correct. And what are the examples of water resources? Water resources. Just ask in short.
Wells, lakes, rivers, rainwater.
So ponds.
And what is the purpose of the water management? Water management is the purpose. The purpose of the water management is water budgeting. Groundwater and subsurface drainage system are involved in wastewater management. Water may offer or it involves modifying policies such as drainage levels of groundwater or allocating water for different purposes. These are the purpose of the water management. If we manage the water properly, then uh, uh, we can allocate the water for different purposes in a scientific way. So this is all our for groundwater management. And now the next topic comes is the non-renewable land sources. Non-renewable resources, we just find it the non-renewable sources on the land surface or below the land surface. So these are called the land resources, which is non-renewable. We cannot once we use it, we cannot regenerate. These are the non-renewable land sources. So, what are the land resources? Uh, Anybody can tell what are the land resources? Land resources. Anybody can tell?
Water, oil, copper, natural gases.
Ah, ah, correct.
Some minerals, forest.
Mineral forage. Correct. So these are the land resources. So as we know that land is also a resource for us on which we live and on which the life goes on. Okay? Correct? And we all live on the land and takes its own resources for the sustenance of life. And the lands have many resources. It also we live in some ecosystem on the land. Ecosystem is developed, and there are the renewable water sources also on the land that makes all the ecosystem. That is ponds, lakes, sea, and other resources. A lot of renewable resources are also present on the land. So now the land has the capability of what capability it has? It is a capability to support our life through various activities. Many things are dependent on the land. So land is the resource, and uh, but on the same time, land is also we put a pressure by increasing in population, by increase in population, and mi- if we mismanage the land resources, then everything is goes to in array or affect the life very adversely. So living on the earth also it calls the management of the resources. So we have to manage properly our resources land. If we suppose we have the forest and we cutting it indiscriminately, or we are cutting, then uh, it it causes a damage on the quality of the soil and landscapes due to the floods and all other things uh, happens. So we should manage our resources. So first source on the land is soil resources. So, soil resources. So what is the soil? It is the uppermost layer of the land. Soil is, what is the soil? Soil is the uppermost layer of the land. It is important. Uppermost layer of the land, which is soil, is very important. Why? Because it also it provides us a food and fodder and other vegetation is occurs, which is very essential for sustenance of life. Then all it happens on the top layer of the land, that is soil. So what the soil is content? Soil content is the clay, sand, silt. It mixes. It is. I told you already. There is a air and water mixture in their topsoil, so the crops or crops yield take place. Or it is possesses organic matters which due to the in ecosystem, you might have told, many people of you told that organic or leaves or plants or other parts of decomposes in the soil, and it rich in the mineral and nutrients, correct? So ye soil, it is not uniform all over the land. It is varies due to its content and regional geology of that particular area. Some, suppose we are living in the Ganga basin. The soils continuously comes through the rivers, and degradation of upper soil on the hilly area, it comes to the our this Ganga basin, which we are the northern state we are living, and we are um, fortunate enough to live on this area, which is most fertile and have every season. So, due to this, the we are taking the much agricultural produce compared to the southern area of southern India. So, soils in this area are rich in organic matter, or it is very fertile. So, fertility is also dependent on the capacity of the soil to retain water and oxygen. That is called, where the water and oxygen or air is there. What is called zone of? I told you today.
Saturation?
No, 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 no. This is not of saturation. Saturation, where is the water is completely uh, completely filled up with water. That is called the zone of saturation. But zone of aeration is called, where the air and water is there. Correct? Zone of aeration. Okay? So in the zone of aeration, what the roots of the plants take the oxygen and also the water from the zone of aeration, not of zone of saturation. If the roots goes very down deeply into the ground, and the zone of they reach the zone of aeration, then they take evaporates more water, and the water table is goes down, or sometimes the plants are dried up. So many plants who produces crops, they don't go much deeper. Plants like eucalyptus and other plants, which the roots goes deep down, then they are harmful our groundwater, because they take more and more water evaporates in the atmosphere. and due to which the groundwater is depleted. So such type of trees which goes down and they dies up more quickly rather than so the crops which produces food, they cannot go deep inside the soil. So there is a what is given in your study material. So there are the many type of soils are in India or uh, other parts of the world. The red soil is found on lowland areas of eastern Bihar. If you might have gone to uh, Karnataka or Andhra Pradesh or Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, there is a red soil zone. So you might have seen the soil is red because the presence of the oxide. So where rainfall is in such type of area, the rainfall occurs in the 100 to 30, 300 centimeter per year, and temperature remains above. There is a high temperature by only above the 20 or 24 degree above. The soil supports rainforest and grassland is food for good for cultivation of potatoes, bananas, pineapples, and rubbers. Remember that red soil is found in Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Kerala, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh. So in such type of area, these support the rainwater also for good for potatoes, bananas, pineapples, and rubber. So you might have seen the potatoes and bananas or pineapples are grown in the Kerala or Karnataka and parts of Bihar also. The uh, and in Deccan or Malwa area, there is a black soil that is good for the cultivation of the black soil is good for the cultivation of the cotton, soya bean, groundnut, etc. These are some example of you should only remember that the loamy or black soil is found in the Deccan Plateau or Malwa Plateau and some part of western part of India like Bombay, Goa and other Maharashtra, Goa and some other western states. Gujarat. So these are helping in growing the uh, cotton, especially groundnut and soya bean. Now there we have the soils of the desert region. These are found in the some Rajasthan and western are low in organic matter. So in desert region, the soil uh, uh, has a very low organic matter. The organic matter cannot sustain into the desert region because they are the called the desertification and the temperature is temperature high is high in such soil where the temperature is high, the organic matter cannot sustain into the soil. So they have what happens? They have very low fertility. Uh, but and the water is scarce, so we cannot use more and water. We have to bring water from other area. If we use provide more water, then they can be fertile. But the to bring the water from other area is quite expensive. So some canals are going on in the Rajasthan area. Where the canals are there in the Rajasthan area, the land is become fertile and they are taking more and more crops. Another type of soil form, Indo-Gangetic plain, extending in the delta region of coast of Bengal, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and this soil is a loamy texture and dry composition. So these the soil in the Indo-Gangetic plain is very fertile and productive, and it all support, as I told you, that all kind of crops we are taking in this region, and we have every season in Indo-Gangetic plain. The And then uh, there are the soil which in the marshy land or wetlands. So uh, ye, such type of soils occurs in the West Bengal, which is the delta of the Ganga. When the Ganga converges into the sea, that is called the delta region of Ganga. Then river basins of Kerala contains the rich organisms such as decomposed formate manure. But that soil is also very fertile. Where the deltas are occur or wetlands are occur, they are very fertile because they are rich in the organic matter. The then the uh, some soils are found also in the upper region or mountain area. Uh, because they have such type of soil in the mountainous area or mountain area or Himalayan region, they have the low fertility. Only uh, there is a low water holding capacity. So only they suppose trees which are coniferous. The leaves are not very low width leaves of there. Then the coniferous plants are there. So this type of soils we have in our country, and we have the different uh, content of the organic matter depends, and have the various classes of fertility. So these are the black soil, red soil, loamy soils, sandy soils, or brown soils, or some wetlands, marshy lands. Such type of soils are there in our country, and now there is a process of soil formation. uh, this has to be remember that there is a process how the soils are formed in the nature or on the land. uh, Now the first process is the weathering of the rocks. है ना? How the what is the weathering? Anybody can tell?
So extreme heat or rainfall or chemicals.
Chemical heat, temperature. This uh, these are the factors which call the rocks or different rocks to weather or disintegrate. Correct? And it is known as the, or some biological factors are there. Chemical, biological, and physical factors involved in weathering of the rocks. Then the rock is weathered, that turn into the soil. Then the physical weathering. What is the physical weathering? Then there is a different type of, as you told, just told that there is a chemical weathering, physical weathering, and the biological weathering. So there is a physical weathering, that is called also the mechanical forces are there. Then uh, like what are the physical forces? The temperature, pressure, है ना? During the weather, if this applies uh, on the rocks or pre-existing rock, the force that causes the breaking of the rocks, because when the temperature and pressure are there, these forces plays a role in expansion of the rocks that cause the breaking of the, but this is a continuous process, but it's a slow formation. Okay, but that is a gradual and continuous process. So broken rock fragments roll down the slopes and break further into small pieces. So these then the rainfall occurs. Then through the streams uh, is uh, flows and it carries down to the lower areas. So such type of suppose in hilly areas or mountainous areas, such type of forces continuously plays and gradually from mountains and hilly areas, these comes to the ground on the lower ground through the rolling and through the streams that comes down to the lower areas. Then the chemical weathering took place. Uh, Chemical weathering is also taking place on the area. Then the rocks, while getting, may also undergo chemical change. There is a chemical weathering which causes to disintegrate the rocks. Uh, and what is the main agent in the chemical weathering? That is water. When the rainfall occurs, then the water is universal solvent, all we know. So when the water reacts with the rock composition or dissolution with the rock materials which are present on the many rocks, so presence of dissolved materials and warm temperature favor chemical weathering. Another way very जो important process है यहाँ पे वो is through hydrolysis. In water disassociate, hydrolysis means water disassociate in the presence of carbon dioxide and organic acid in that into hydrogen and hydrogen oxide ions, which acts on silicate. Silicate is the part of the rock. It is the rocky material part, silicates, like autoclave or produce silicate clays. Then it breaks down into the silicate. Oxidation, then oxidation, these are all the chemical reactions. Oxidation and reduction reactions and carbonation. Carbonates occurs when the water, then the carbonation is called. Are another important meaning of chemical weathering. So carbonation, hydronation, and oxidation or reduction process are the part of the hydrolysis. Uh, Oxidation, reduction, carbonation are the part of the chemical weathering. Okay. Then the mineralization and the humification. As this is the physical weathering, the rocks are broken into the smaller particles. लेकिन but the smaller particles are not the correct soil to grow the when they this weathered material under when the rocks are broken down into the smaller particles, then it goes down further changes. How that uh, there is a further process of humidification and mineralization. So in that, then the biological factors take place. The biological weathering take place. The organic matter in the soil is not when the uh, uh, this rocks weathers or breaks down, then there is a very low content of the organic matter. Then the as you know, the vegetation and other things decays or decomposes. So, as such stages, when these such type of things added into the soil, then organic matter is added to the soil. Then it becomes fertile. So, such type of microorganism or animals or plants, the micronutrients added to the our soil. Then this breakdown process uh, of the organic matter is also called the decomposition. अब ये ये जो है डिकम्पोजिशन इनका होता है सॉइल में. इट हैपेंस इनटू द soil. The decomposition process take place, and the organic matter is added into the soils, so it become the fertile. Then and what is the humification? So what is the humus soil? The residual incompletely decomposed. Completely, it is not decomposed. Completely not decomposed organic matter left after mineralization is called humus, and the process of its formation as humification. Humus and humus is an amorphous, colloidal, and dark substance that is source of energy and nutrients for most soil organisms. Humus material is important as it gives the soil a loose texture, ensuring better aeration. If there is not humification in the soil process, then it will not be a texture, will be more close, and it is not water holding capacity, due to which if the soil is loose texture, then the water holding and as well as air holding capacity will be there. So the fertility of such soil is more. So uh, the retaining capacity of the water in such type of soils which have humus are more. So humification or humus microorganism, what it helps the soils to improve the its soil fertility up to the great extent. Then to become the soil fertile, it is very important to have the new micronutrients and humification process. So mind it, the humus or humification is important for soil fertility because it helps to retain the water and oxygen into the soil particles. Correct? Now we end this session now, and tomorrow we'll take another uh, topic. If you suggest whatever you want to study, then we will certainly do that tomorrow, or we'll take up another topics which are important for your courses. Okay. Now we have understood the land and water resources today, and all it was how the now in your study material I just opened that. Nothing is more important than land degradation. We know due to the deforestation and damming of rivers, industrialization, mining, and other things where the land is also degraded like water. So we use it for various purposes of agriculture. So the such type of agriculture which are harmful for land, we are using that, and some over there. So we are damaging also our land resources. So we have to be careful while using all these things. So land degradation should be stopped by using the correct farming methods, or we should not cut our jungles or forest, and in the industrialization should also be done on such places where the environment is not affected or ecosystem is not disturbed at all. So for urbanization, as we the more urbanization is taking place, so we are making more roads and highways and networks or communication system. So we have such witnessing such type of things in Uttarakhand recently. We have seen this, that due to the this over making the more roads and highways, the landslides are taking place, and more peoples are suffering, which were living in those area peacefully and undisturbed. But when we place unnecessarily with a ecosystem or environment, then there is every chances to be for mishappening, and such type of mishappenings are taking place, which we have recently witnessed in Uttarakhand or other places. In Kerala also we have uh, just witnessing such type of things. So we should be careful while using our resources on the land as well as the water and other things. So this chapter ends, and tomorrow we'll take up another. And if there is any question, please, you are free to ask, and we'll meet tomorrow.
ஹலோ
Hello, yes,
எக்ஸ்கியூஸ் மீ சார்.
ji,
எனக்கு ஒரு டவுட் இருக்கு சார்.
pardon,
ஹலோ
yes,
சார், எனக்கு ஒரு டவுட் இருக்கு
uh-huh.
சார். இப்போ அசைன்மெண்ட் தமிழ் ஓகே சார்?
I'm not able to understand Tamil.
ओके हिंदी?
Yes, yes, Hindi I can understand, and English as well.
ओके सर, असाइनमेंट दिया था तो ईगो ऐप में से कहाँ से जाके कौन सा सब्जेक्ट सर्च करके लिखना पता नहीं, उसका बारे में कुछ बोल सकते हैं क्या आपने?
किसमें किसमें आपने क्या पूछा?
असाइनमेंट लिखने के लिए कहा था,
हाँ हाँ,
तो वो ईगो ऐप में से लिखना चाहिए था, तो कैसा सर्च करके लिखना चाहिए पता नहीं, वो एक्सप्लेन करेंगे क्या आपने?
अच्छा अच्छा, मैं करता हूँ आपको। देखिए, सबसे पहले इग्नू ignu.ac.in पर जाना है।
ठीक है सर।
Just I share the page.
ओके ओके सर।
Just hold on. I share the page. Uh, Now you are just able to watch this.
Yes, sir.
यस सर, यस सर।
Okay. Now there is a tab student support. Where is my cursor is placed? Okay,
ओके सर।
and then there is a student zone on the first. You click that. There is a,
ओके
now the page is open. A student zone. Correct. When you go down, there is a admission. Use just extreme left. My cursor is placed admission. If you click that, then there is a your admission details are there. If you click that, then there is a page. Okay. In the next, in the second row, in the second column, there is a tab assignments. You are able to see that?
यस
Yes,
सर, यस
sir.
सर।
Now you click that.
Yes, sir.
You click that. Okay. Now there is a bachelor's degree program. You go to there. Okay. Then there is a BBA retail first year and second year. So you have to take, if you are the student of BBA or something, so you just click that, and then you can uh, uh, download your assignment, concerned assignment. Suppose,
Sir,
yeah, I just tell you BVAE. Huh? Now you go this where the my cursor is. There is a course BEV there. Just see there. Now this is the BVAE English. Are you able to see that?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Click
Yes,
that.
sir.
You click that, and there is the assignment. Okay, it is valid.
Okay, sir.
Everything is written there. There is a first page. How you write on the first page of your assignment? You have to write all these instructions are given, and there below there are the part A questions. Okay, there are the questions you have to write there in your own handwriting and study your study material and then answer. You have to submit that after binding it on the A4 size page. You have to submit at your study center, correct, and submit it in the before the exam in March, right?
Okay, sir.
These are
Sir,
in
hello.
likewise you can download of any subject or any course assignment if you are the BBA retail or BBA retail new anyone anything you can download from here. Semester first, semester six, all assignments are there in given in this. Okay, but BVAE you have to download from the CBS CS bag assignment. Okay, any doubt?
Sir, one more doubt.
Huh?
Sir, can I get the previous recording of previous classes that is on 30 and 31st December?
I think if we have recorded, then we'll send you.
Okay. So for
And
this,
recording you can find it always in ignuonline.ac.in. There are the many videos which are which can be found on the
Sir,
just a minute. Now I was telling you on that day this page was not working. Then you click if you click this admission, then there is a know your admission and registration details. Click that. Now you can enter your enrollment number. Anybody can tell his or her enrollment number?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
235
235
089
089
7471.
7471. Then your program is BBA, na?
Yes, sir.
BBA new or BBA? BBA,
Only BBA, sir.
BBA. Okay. Now,
General.
now you 5816. You just put down the capture and your now this is your details are there. Okay.
sir, screen
So screen
freeze.
में is nothing is shown.
So screen is paused.
It is all your details are there. Your courses are there. How many courses you are?
सर स्क्रीन
But
फ्रीज
But
हो
we are
गई
not
है
able to see.
Okay, okay. This is you are not able to see. Why you are not? But this is displaying.
सर एक बार फिर से शेयर स्क्रीन करिए
कर रहा हूँ कर रहा just okay. Now okay.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Now okay. You can see this. Okay, Amit Jaswal.
Yes, sir.
You are seeing all your details, your courses are there. Now you
Yes,
can
sir.
check your grade card term, download hall tickets from here also when you before the exam. Then assignment submission status. Assignment submission status only will appear after the evaluation of your you submit the assignment before the exam, and after they are evaluated and the marks are uploaded, then the assignment submission status will appear. If it is not coming after the you have submitted after 2 or 3 months, it is not coming there, then immediately contact your regional center. Then term and examination form submission status, everything is given there. So you need not to enter anywhere except for second year registration. For second semester, second year's registration, you have to apply online. Okay, through the link given on the IGNOU website. So you have to do
ओके
it.
सर, दिस पोर्टल लिंक कहाँ मिलेगा सर?
कौन सा?
अभी शो हो रहा है ना स्क्रीन पे, इस पोर्टल लिंक चाहिए मुझको.
कौन? Which one? Which one? Portal.
ये अभी शो हो रहा है ना सर, इस
हाँ.
पोर्टल का सर.
Now this is a, if you will re-register yourself in March only. Okay. So then there is a register
Okay.
online. In the register online, you will have the fresh distance, fresh admission, distance learning, fresh admission online. Then there is a re-registration. You have to click this and re-register for second year also from this link in March. Then there is a you can apply from here for the examination also. For if you have any doubt, then you can apply for re-evaluation. Then the convocation for this. These are the tabs which you can find on the IGNOU website. There is a home, and this is also displayed on the here for second year re-registration. You will find on this. So please keep checking the IGNOU website on and oftenly for your knowledge purpose. What are the going on? Yeah.
सर सेकंड सेमेस्टर का असाइनमेंट नहीं आया अभी तक, कब आएगा?
कौन सा?
सेकंड सेमेस्टर का.
नहीं, सेकंड सेमेस्टर का असाइनमेंट नहीं आया है.
ऑनलाइन मैंने चेक किया था पोर्टल पे, अभी तक अपलोड नहीं हुआ है, कब होगा वो?
अभी देखते हैं, अभी देखते हैं. BBA second year.
यस सर.
BBA.
बीबीए जनरल.
Okay, same thing. BBA general. Semester first. BCOC 131. Okay, just hold on. I think it is not there right now, but it will come within a week. Okay.
ओके सर.
If it not comes there, then you can write your regional center.
ओके सर.
Because it is uploaded from Delhi, from the concerned school, not from the regional center. But definitely, if you can write to the program coordinator, they will upload immediately.
ओके
Right?
Sir,
सर.
which paper you are searching?
BCOC 131.
Sir, I think it was in BCom paper.
Huh?
It will be in BCom.
It will be.
In BCom paper.
No, I am seeing there. Become G. है ना?
Because
So,
yesterday or previous week I have searched it, I have
become
get
G.
it.
Just become G is there. Okay. BSc 131. है ना? All are there.
Yes, sir.
But in the second semester is also not there. 134 and 13
Actually, it
is
mixed
not.
in all subjects. That's why we are not getting in particular subject.
Yeah. That's why I was seeing in the um, uh, back program, but it is in the BCom. You can take, if suppose you can find out from in the BCom also BCom G and uh, also in some other courses BCOC is there, because it's not is my subject, but it is there in the BCom CBS. Okay, BCom.
सर
सर क्वेश्चन सेम होंगे?
Question same होंगे. There will be the course code is same, then the question will be the same.
ओके सर.
Let me check it also. What is your BCom general? B general. Then there is a second semester BCOC 131, BCOC 133. Then ECO 7 is also there in BCom, and BCOC 131 and 133 is under the BCom G, and ECO 7 is in BCom. So you can find out, right? So okay,
ओके सर.
Yes, sir.
okay, we end this class here. Thank you very much. We'll meet tomorrow.
Sir,
Have a
actually, I have
nice
a
day.
question. Sir,
Yeah, yeah.
sir, could you please show us how to check our assignment marks? Because I've submitted my assignment and day before yesterday I was trying to check my marks, but it is not showing anywhere BBA general.
When you have submitted
I have submitted in December.
in December,
So, sir,
so it
yeah,
will come.
so sir had
No, no,
informed me.
it will become reflected in February.
February because
Uh,
I had been to the center and they told me it will be uploaded in Jan. But sir, when I was checking, there was no option for BBA itself. So that's how I
where
wanted to help me.
where you are not checking the assignment?
Sir, could you please show me how to check? Because I checked in results.
Not marks, but it will show. Suppose just I'll tell you. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.